Come, Holy Spirit, renew the whole creation. This was the theme of the 7th Assembly of the World Council of Churches in Canberra in 1991. The first time an assembly theme had focused on the activity of the Spirit. It was also the first time the assembly theme took the form of a prayer, and the first in which creation had a prominent role. This followed the conciliar process for justice, peace and the integrity of creation, launched at the Vancouver Assembly 8 years before, and which had culminated in a world convocation in Seoul 1 year before the Assembly. But the theme also reflected a growing awareness that the whole of creation was threatened by the poverty, injustice, war and pollution that marked so much of life on the planet. The Assembly followed momentous events that would mark the world and the ecumenical movement for years to come. In South Africa, Nelson Mandela had been freed from imprisonment. The fall of General Pinochet in Chile marked the end of the military dictatorships that had disfigured Latin America. The Soviet Union was still in existence, but throughout Eastern Europe, communism had collapsed. The Berlin Wall had been opened, and the two German states had been united. Yet, in the harbinger of conflicts to come, the first Gulf War between Iraq and Western countries broke out just 3 weeks before the 7th Assembly was convened. It demonstrated the deep rifts that existed between WCC member churches in their attitudes towards war and the exercise of power. Some delegates, especially from the Middle East, cancelled their travel plans to serve their people at home. Those unable to attend included Patriarch Parthenius of Alexandria, who had been scheduled to deliver a keynote address. His text was read by an Orthodox colleague. One sign of the Spirit's activity, said the Patriarch in his text, was the search for unity that draws the churches together in the WCC. Yet the ultimate goal was the unity of the world. The Spirit blows where he wills, and we have no right to restrict his movement and his breathing, to bind him with fences and barbed wire. Yet, it was another keynote address by Professor Chung Kyung, a young feminist theologian from South Korea, that stirred strong reaction from participants. Combining poetry, song and dance, and drawing on Aboriginal culture and Korean shamanism, her address prompted complaints of syncretism and debate about Christian tradition and the cultures in which churches live. The address was one of the developments that prompted Orthodox participants to release a statement in which they warned against a tendency to substitute a private spirit, the spirit of the world, or other spirits for the Holy Spirit, and in which they expressed concern about theological developments and the decision-making processes in the WCC. These concerns would come to a head at the WCC's 8th Assembly in Harare.